Ultra Beast. They were an interesting introduction in like Sun and Moon, although a lot of people really didn't like the designs, and trust me, I don't like them either except for one specific one which we'll get to later. Semi-recently they were added into Pokemon Go, and by semi-recently I mean literally last year. But the way they were like introduced was actually really interesting and I really wanted to see more of. Pokemon Go did in their like YouTube channels a few shorts. By the way, these are the first time they did shorts in their channel, by the way. Introducing the Ultra Beast. And they all had file names. File 1, Symbiote. File 2, Beauty. File 3, Absorption. File 4, Lightning. File 5, Unknown Pokemon and Individual. File 6, Blaster. File 7, Blade and Glutton. It was really cool. And it just basically made it, and there's also more by the way, but yeah. This type of like files really made me want to know what would Pokemon look like in the real world. And these shorts basically did that with a horror aspect to it. And I loved it. Like imagine like a horror Pokemon movie theme or something like that in real life. Like Detective Pikachu style, but it's a horror movie. Like imagine that. That would be so cool. And they basically did that in less than a minute. So here we're going to be talking about every single video and we're just going to be talking about how cool they look, alright? Starting with file 1, the Symbiote. So first off with the first file, as we can see, like each one is basically like formatted in like a horror type theme, if you know what I mean. And like files also, like only like a few like government officials should be seeing this, and it's all held in Japan. The first one we see a woman who gets a sight of Nihilego, which we all know from the game is like the first Ultra Beast. And it's just staring there menacingly. In the background, Naya while the train. I just like the background and like the trains and stuff. Like it really does like capture the Japanese aesthetic. Next up we got file 2. For file 2 we got Pheromosa, and it's just like, you know, like a street cam, and then we see a street. And then once they slow it down, we can slightly see Pheromosa. Now Pheromosa is a Pokemon known for its speed and its beauty. That's why it's called the Beauty in this file. Also in the Pokedex entry of Pokemon Sun and Moon, it basically like, you know, talks about how like it doesn't like when people touch it because like it likes being clean. It's pretty funny because it's a cockroach. But yeah, I like this. Next up, file 3. For file 3, we just see a guy minding his business, you know, looking at a monument, and then boom, my favorite Ultra Beast, Buzzwole, comes in. Now first of all, I love Buzzwole because it's just a buff ass mosquito, bro. Like look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's invited to the blunt rotation. But anyway, he just jumps in and boom, he likes to flex. That's the whole thing with Buzzwole. In Pokedex entries, he mentions how he likes to flex, and we can even see this in the anime. He likes to flex his muscles and his strength. One thing I do like about these like files is that they stay true to the Pokemon series. So like they'll do or show the behaviors that have been stated in Pokemon, like in Pokedexes, and I like that a lot. Like that's a really great detail. They've taken a lot of care and like detail for like literally under like 30-second clips. Like this clip is like literally 10 seconds, and they show so much personality about Buzzwole. And also at the end, you can hear its cry. I'm not sure if you noticed, but each Ultra Beast cry has like a little like sound at the end, which I'll put up right now. Like they have an individual cry and then that noise. Up to file 4. For file 4, we got the release of Xurkitree, or the appearance of it. Fun fact, I actually have a hundo Xurkitree in my Pokemon Go account. And yes, this is pretty rare because Xurkitree only came out once. So yeah, I have like a really rare Pokemon in my account, and I'm trying to max them out. Subscribe for more Pokemon Go content, by the way. But yeah, so we just noticed a scientist, he's in his building, and then he walks outside and sees Xurkitree, and he sees them absorbing lightning. Again, another thing Xurkitree likes to do. They like to absorb electricity, and they like to go near power plants. And you saw a power generator, and you're sucking it up just like in the Pokedex entries. Also, this guy just fucking died. Like, man got electrocuted to death here. Let's be honest. Next file. In file 5 we get Nebby, or Cosmog. So just a heads up, during this time, like, it was hinted that we're probably going to get Solgaleo and Lunala. And we ended up getting her through like a field researches. But yeah, nothing too interesting. We just got that guy. I forgot his name. I don't like him. For file 6 we get Celesteela, and it's basically showing her about to take off, and like a bunch of people are like just filming her saying, oh my god, that's so cool. Well, let's just say this whole city is about to die, because in Pokedex it says that when it does take off, usually forces get like mowed down like for miles and miles away. So this whole ass city is about to fucking die. And that's one thing I do like about these shorts. They show how cool, wonderful, but also how dangerous these Ultra Beasts can be. And this is why we have to contain them, so for the safety of the people. Next file. Next up, we got Guzzlord and Kartana together. Now, in the games, they have been shown to have some form of synergy together, or like they like each other. And as we can see like Guzzlord, you know, eating a construction site, or maybe a building that just used to be there that Guzzlord just devoured. And then Kartana came in, sliced a block of whatever, of cinder or whatever, and then charges towards someone. Now, although Kartana might be small, it is stated in the Pokedex that this Pokemon is razor sharp and can really cut through anything. And from what it looks like, he was aiming for the guy's neck. So yeah, that guy, he's dead. One thing I do like about these shorts is that not only are they like scary-ish, but they keep it ambiguous too. Like if you don't have the context, like most people playing Pokemon Go, which are like older adults or 6-year-olds or people who don't know the lore, they don't know like the whole lore about how dangerous they are. But the people who do, they know that these are dangerous. Next up was file 8. Next file is basically like a it basically sums up everything, but they do add one thing for the Nihilego one where the woman is about to touch her, but Nihilego runs away. And there's a thing with Nihilego because she's coated with poisonous substances, so if he did touch Nihilego, she would have died. But anyway, next few files. Now these next few files are interesting. The next files focus on Solgaleo because we see a bunch of Nihilegos come out. And then one's about to touch someone, but then Solgaleo comes in and saves it, and the Nihilego runs away. And it is shown that Solgaleo has like heroic tendencies because he was really about to bond with like the person. But then a Guzzlord came out of the sky, out of the wormhole, and now Solgaleo is gonna go battle it. Also, one thing to note is that Guzzlord is kind of like a villain. Like in general, like it's basically been meant to be like known as like the evil Ultra Beast. So it is kind of interesting to show that it's like the Guzzlord the one to come out. In the next one we got Lunala, and it's basically circuitry trying to eat electricity from like I don't know what these are called, but yeah, Lunala comes out and basically saves them. And as they're like admiring Lunala, we see a bunch of wormholes open up, and holy shit, this city's about to fucking die. Next file. Now from here on out, these are actually Ultra Beasts that haven't come out in Pokemon Go yet. Right after the whole Ultra Beast event in Pokemon Go, they decided to release like just shorts of Pokemon that aren't out. And next one being Poipole. The thing with Poipole is that during this season, Poipole was actually in like the loading screen for Pokemon Go. And it was really like basically like you know like hinted at that this Pokemon was gonna come out eventually that season. This never fucking happened, and literally no one is talking about this. Like no one has ever mentioned this besides me. But anyway, it's okay. We can see in this short that basically Poipole's just there, you know, being playful, and then he just squirts the camera. One thing about Poipole is that their whatever it is, goo, is really sticky, and it'll basically stick on forever. So yeah. We also see a small Naganadel, so I find that really cute. For file 11, the name was called Adhesive. But for file 12, the name is Assemble. And when we see a couple at the beach, you know, just trying to take a great picture, and then one of the buildings move to reveal Stakataka. And that's really basically it. There's nothing really interesting about it. But next up, we got another one. File 13. Burst. Blacephalon. Now, singles Blacephalon, they like to like make their head explode to make fireworks and shit like that. And there's just like two like Blacephalons, you know, showing off what they can do. Nothing too interesting, just two Blacephalon doing things that they'll do in their Pokedex entries. And the final Ultra Beast like file is just a rehash of all the Ultra Beasts. And those are all like the Ultra Beast files. So yeah, what do you think? Personally, these have got to be like my favorite ad campaigns for Pokemon Go, and I just really want to see more content about this, like the same style and all that. Anyway, this is ManimX64. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I want 100 subscribers this year, and we're really close. So please subscribe. Also, every time you subscribe, my cat will be happy. So yeah, stay safe because those streets aren't safe. And good night.